Hey chat, how are you? Sighs like it's the end of a TV series. So on Monday and Thursday, Carolyn works from home, and we pick up the boys from school when school gets out. This is Lennox, this is Lincoln Wynn, this is John Y. I was always against this for the past few years because we live a block away from the school. Lincoln and John Y live a half mile away from the school. So I was like, why are you doing this, honey? What do you, why, whatever. You're just encouraging their laziness. Let them walk. Let them soak in the sun like Sheryl Crow. But Carolyn was always like, it's fun. It's quality boy time. And you're missing out. And I was like, all right, whatever. The whole affair takes 15 minutes or so because everyone's so close. But fast forward to me coming home at noonish. So I started coming along, seeing what the deal was. And I noticed right away, most of the time they'd be dead silent because Carolyn and I are ops. Sometimes they'd whisper in hushed tones to themselves. But there was very little to no interaction between the parental units and the boys. Once in a while, they'd whine out loud about how expensive skins are in Valorant. I said, listen here, young boys. When I played Madden on the Super Nintendo, it was a cartridge and there was no DLC. And they're like, okay, thanks for that. Let's get you to bed, Grandpa. But mostly zero talking. Of course, I had to fix this. I had to insert myself. I had to be the star. I'm not going to sit there quiet. I will not go gently into that good night. So I started doing fun facts and silly trivia and bringing treats. And the boys loved it. They ate it up to like, next fact, next question. What else you got? So it turned into a whole thing, a whole show, a whole program, a whole entremet. A little presentation, like the book reports you did in middle school. And similar to the book reports, I'd bring treats. Like, I felt like back in the day, a book report, going up and talking about a book you read in front of the class, was an excuse to bring food also. So, like, I would read a book, and then I'd be like, oh yeah, the main character likes chocolate chip cookies, so I brought chocolate chip cookies for everyone. It was like, yay! And it was you get to hear about a book you don't care about, but here's some cookies. So what kind of fun facts, what kind of trivia questions did I bring? Some were just fun facts that I had to switch around to trivia questions. I.e., it takes roughly 540 peanuts to make a jar of peanut butter. Wow. How often does the average person blink in a minute? 14 to 17 times. This one blew me away. Over 60% of the world's lakes are located in Canada. I was like, what? The boys weren't so enthralled with that one. They was like, all right. The International Space Station orbits the Earth how often? Every 90 minutes. That's crazy. Lemons float in water, but limes sink. How many hearts does an octopus have? 3. And their blood is blue. Can you hum while holding your nose? No, you cannot. Try it. Go ahead, listener. I know, right? Crazy. The boys all tried it. They were like, whoa, this is weird. How long did it take to create Minecraft? 6 days. I was playing to the audience there, a little pandering. And a sneeze can travel up to 100 miles per hour. What did I bring for snacks, treats, food? So when we would drop Lincoln off, and John White, they lived 3 houses apart. We dropped them off, and Lincoln would get out of the car. His full body would be standing outside, and then he would just poke his head in, and he'd go, Oreo Thins, please. And we'd be like, huh? And after a few weeks, we started bringing Oreo Thins, which we bought 4-pack, $2.49 at the grocery outlet. How much did that pack of Oreo Thins cost at the Walmart? $5. 5 big ones. That's right, half price. The gross out. Tell them use our promo code. And then he would start just saying random foods like brown sugar, cinnamon, Pop Tarts. And I was like, okay, I guess we got to add some stuff to our Walmart cart this week. I did buy the Great Value Pop Tarts because off brand is good too. But then I bought the protein real Pop Tarts. They jack them with protein. I guess there's a version now where they put a bunch of protein in there for them gains. And then one week he asked for Pyroline, those wafer batons with chocolate in the middle or Nutella, whatever it is. Those are fun. A little pricey, $6 for a can. Oh, but I was like, okay, we could do it 1 week. We'll let it slide. And then he started asking for Denny's, and he's like, Denny's. But I was like, Lolo, Denny's in West Sac went out of business over a year ago, and the Mexican restaurant that took over that location just went out of business a few weeks ago. It's a cursed location. I don't know why. On Harbor Boulevard, it's right by the freeway. There's tons of parking. It's a nice space. There's a lot of room there. Oh. Been hitting up Rayleigh's recently, and I scored a big bag, 8-ounce bag or whatever, hot Cheetos, flaming hot Cheetos, $2 a bag. Now Rayleigh's is normally hecka overpriced, but they can have some good deals and some coupons and sales and whatever. So I've taken to once a week. I hop on their website because I ain't using no phone to browse no website, and I ain't using no app on my telephone. And I go through all their sales, all their deals, all their offers, and I say, oh, we could use this. Most of it we can't, but I got some Adel sausages, normally over $5, $3. And let me tell you, that Adel can make a sausage. They were hecka good. But it reminds me going through all of Rayleigh's sales and all that, all the prices, all the deals, all the coupons. It reminded me of my mom because she used to scour newspaper adverts, and she would have a little note card, and on this note card she would write columns. Each store had its own column. Ralph's had a column, Vaughn's had a column, Albertsons, Lucky, Stater Brothers, and she would just go through all these newspaper inserts and be like, oh, strawberries 99 cents at Safeway, and she would write that down in the Safeway column. And then me and her would traverse the city of San Diego because I had no choice. She made me go with her to save the most money and get the best deals. But yeah, fond memories with Grandma Tian. Good times. Taught me how to look at price per ounce, look elsewhere. We don't really look too much elsewhere, but we do go to gross out, which is almost always either cheaper than Walmart or like right in the neighborhood by a couple cents, maybe $1, just right in there of low prices. And I've been known at the gross out to bust out the Walmart app, scan a UPC symbol here or there. Like I said, grocery outlet bargain market is right there. And so when it's a huge difference, it's like, oh, we got to stock up. And when it's cheaper at Walmart, I'm like, oh, let's wait because we're about to head to Walmart right now. But anyways, going back to Rayleigh's, $2 for a bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos. I bought 2 of them. Lennox eats Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Oh, well, lo and behold, it's not his favorite Flamin'. He houses the variety box of Flamin' Hot weekly, I say. But Flamin' Hot Cheetos is not his favorite, whatever that means. So I was like, all right, well, let's bring him to boys pickup, and we'll see if we can give them away. So we're in the car. Lincoln, John, do you guys like Flamin' Hot? They're like, yeah. Here's a bag each of Flamin' Hot. By the way, I got those at $2. Surf your coupon websites, kids. So Monday was the final pickup. Our series finale, if you will. This is like when Oasis broke up. I brought some Oreo Thins, brought some Nutty Buddy, which Lincoln asked for the previous week, or as I like to call it, Buddy Nutty. It was the Great Value brand. Again, frugality is hot, kids. Hashtag FYP, hashtag trending, hashtag viral, hashtag meme. So we arrive at John Y. and Lincoln's hood. Again, they live 3 houses away from each other. And I say, okay, boys, get out. I'm going to get out of the car with you. We left Carolyn in the vehicle because I needed some bro time. And we gathered in the middle of the street. And I said, bring it in here, young bucks, bring it in. And I said, we will never be as close as we are than right now. Things change, friends change, times change, changes change. High school, whole different ball game. We don't know what the future holds. John Y. could move to Manila tomorrow. Lincoln Wynn could move to Green Bay, Wisconsin in a week. Right here, right now, I put the offer out. This is peak friendship. This is what it's all about. It's all downhill and loneliness from here, especially when you get married. Am I right? It's okay to cry, boys. I know watching Rambo and Terminator in the 80s doesn't leave much room for feelings for us guys, but go ahead. Give it up. Let it out. Society says men can't show emotions. Well, fuck society, man. And they were like, Vince, sign our yearbook. Vince, sign our yearbook. And I busted out my big 4-color retractable ballpoint pen. I selected the blue ink. And I went with the classic, the hot yearbook signature when I was in 8th grade. I wrote, have fun in the sun, get laid in the shade. And that's it. That's it. I remember the summer after senior year in high school. It was so confusing. Like, do we still hang out? Does life go on? What do we do now? Thank goodness I had Arnold Gonzalez in my back pocket saying, let's play ball, let's go lift, let's go to the movies. Okay. I guess we continue on as friends and we continue hanging out even though school, the thing that brought us together, it no longer exists in that format, I guess. Speaking of movies, buying movie tickets now as a kid, you got to coordinate, to quote that guy in Boomerang. So Lennox wanted to see Back Rooms. It's like, all right. But like back in the day, you showed up with your friends, you bought some tickets, you walked in, you found some seats, and hopefully you sat together. But now it's like, I want to go to Back Rooms. Okay. What time, what theater, and where? Pick a seat. Oh, Kave bought C4 and Kai bought C6. So can you get me C3? And it's like, okay, I'll try to get you C3 if it's still there. I don't know. So fire up the app. Movie, theater, time, C3, you say? It involves a lot of logistics, whereas back in the day, you should up. You hopefully would sit together. Sometimes you didn't. In other Lennox news, Lennox's voice is hecka deep now. And I said, bro, there can only be one deep voice guy in this 90s R&B group. And I have seniority, so learn them high notes. Lennox also calls his friends baby. The other day, when we were doing the ride home, he called John Y. baby. And I was like, okay. And I remember trying that. I tried that out in college when Swingers came out. Baby, you're so money and you don't even know it. It didn't stick. I was such a poser. I noticed Lennox makes eggs with chopsticks, which he learned from Lincoln Wynn. But you got to break the yolk. You always break the yolk. It's always scrambled. No sunny side up. Sorry, miss me with that. But it was nice to see him cook for himself. He did put the frying pan in the sink and filled it with water. But you got to put a little dish soap in there, a little washing up liquid in there first, buddy boy. And his plate, no water, nor soap, bone dry. It was fun to scrub and clean. The other day, Lennox called us boring, and I said, yeah, but I remember I called my parents the exact same thing, 40 years ago. And yeah, they're boring, I'm boring, everyone's boring, but I've seen it all. I've done it all. There's nothing else to do, man. So Len is promoting from 8th grade on Thursday. Very happy for him, very proud of him. Biggest thing about middle school that I noticed, due dates don't matter jack shit. So it'd be like, okay, this homework is due March 1st. And then it'd be like April 26th. It's like, Len, what happened to this assignment? Oh, I could still turn in. It's like, okay, why even have due dates? And he would get full credit turning things in 8 weeks later, 7 weeks later. And it would just go on, and he would have all these missing assignments all over the chart, in various classes, various stages of time. And he was always like, yeah, I can turn that in. Okay, it was due 11 weeks ago, but you do you, boo-boo. High school, gonna be different. Alrighty, I think I'm done. Take care. Brush your hair. Peace out. I'm outie 5000 G-Money. Gotta go. Late. See ya. Fiend.